Thank you very much. And as the chairwoman pointed out, we got a standing room only crowd in here today, which is obviously an indication of the importance and the great interest that there is in this town and this country with high-speed rail. I also want to welcome my colleague from Ohio and good friend, Mr. T. Berry. Thanks for being here to introduce one of our panelists. And I'll welcome everybody else that's here today. Since the Passenger Rail Investment Improvement Act was signed into law a year ago, Friday, high-speed rail has emerged as a central issue on the transportation planning of this country. And consensus that high-speed rail should be a part of the national transportation strategy it's a long time coming, but with support of the administration and strong bipartisan agreement in Congress and this committee, the stage is finally set for high-speed rail in the United States. Still, there are many questions about just how high-speed rail is going to be implemented. In the United States, DOT, FRA control the dispersal of huge amounts of money. I would like to learn more about how they're planning to distribute the $8 billion that was appropriated for high-speed rail in the stimulus. It cannot be overstated how important these decisions will be in the future of high-speed rail. If the funds are spread too thinly among the $57 billion worth of applications, as the chair alluded to, the award in too many different places, I fear that they may end up failing to focus on developing a few key high-speed lines that will improve the value of this initiative, leading to more investment. Second point I'd like to make is that I believe we should be looking for projects that leverage non-federal funds. We need to make sure the private sector is involved, along with commitments from states and local governments, in order to fully leverage federal investment. I'm interested in hearing how the FRA is planning and evaluating the funding sources for projects that are being considered for grants, and I look forward to hearing from the witnesses from Cintra on how they see private partnerships working in the context of high-speed rail. The final point I'd like to make is that we need to ensure that high-speed rail does not have a negative impact on the national freight rail network. Our freight rail system is the best in the world. Some of the plans have emerged from high-speed rail involving running faster trains on track that is currently used for freight operations. We need to ensure that we have explored any possible detrimental impacts to freight operations posed by trains running faster than the current 79 miles per hour, the top speed on hosted tracks. Again, I'm very pleased with the progress we have made in a very short time, but we've already reached a critical juncture for high-speed rail in the United States, and we must ensure that this large stimulus investment generates real results. We can't afford to misstep. We are already falling behind the rest of the world in developing high-speed systems. China is spending $300 billion to develop 8,000 miles of new high-speed track by 2020. That's enough rail to go from here to Los Angeles, three times over. Amazingly, the Chinese budget for high-speed rail in 2009 is $50 billion, and we must continue to work together to keep momentum going. I want to